Hello, everyone. Hello, Sarah Nation. Welcome to another day of money tips and finances. Happy Monday, everyone. I hope that you guys are staying warm. It is a little bit chilly down here where I am in Laguna Beach. Today's topic is going to be about talking finances with your significant other. So that's the question. Do you talk about your finances with your significant other? And I want to talk about that because the number one reason that a lot of couples split and end up in divorce is actually the topic of money. So therefore, it is important to talk about the topic. But what I see as well is that it's very difficult to talk about money with anyone for that matter, because we all have different point of views when it comes to money and when it comes how to manage the finances. The other reason is that sometimes the couples, they don't want to talk about it because they have poor habits about how they manage their finances. So therefore, they don't want to reveal what's going on in their life. But unfortunately, this lack of communication, what it does is that it creates a lot of issues when it comes to money and finances within the household. A lot of time, it creates a lot of debt, and also, like it affects the communication in the relationship. And in order to start like closing or feeling better and closing the emotional gap, what they do is that they spend the money on different things. And it could be spending the money in shopping. It could be spending the money in gambling. It could be spending the money on tools and toys and things like that in order to fill out that gap and that void. And then avoid talking about the topic or, avoid fighting about it. So they, I see that on both sides. So ask yourself, do you keep any secrets, within your household? And I ask that because I have learned a lot of people, like I know about a lot of couples that they purchase things behind the back of their spouse. And you tell me if this is not true, or if you know of anybody that actually do this, right? Or if you are the one that is doing this, right? You purchase things behind the back of your spouse and you don't tell them. So they have no idea that you have purchased something. I know also couples that have secret stash of money or secret savings account, maybe because they want to, separate money for any emergency, and maybe the spouse is an emotional spender. So they want to make sure that they have some emergency money. So therefore they don't share that with the other spouse. I know also couples that only one are the ones that are in charge of the finances in the house. So the other person is oblivious or in the dark of what's really happening with their finances. They don't know. And unfortunately, this is not good, because what that's going to create is that the other person, doesn't know how much is needed every month within the household, and it can create a lot of debt within the household. So I think it's very important to communicate with the other spouse about what's going on with the finances in the house. Not only that, I think they both should be on board on what their goals are in the future and how they can achieve it together. But I will talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. But I also know about couples that they don't know what the other spouse owe on monthly basis. So again, the number one reason for couples divorcing or separating has to do with money. And therefore, it is very important that as a couple, how are you guys spending and managing your money. And I can tell you that this is a very difficult topic. It creates a lot of tension in a lot of the relationships. Therefore, a lot of the couples just avoid talking about it. And it's very unfortunate because all what that doing is creating, like basically their future is not going to look that good, right? But there are 3 steps that we can take in order to regain the communication regarding finances, and then save the relationship as well. Because like if the relationship has tension right now because of money, if that doesn't change, it's going to basically break the relationship in the future. So step 1 is what I call the naked truth, right? The truth will set you free. So if you guys sit down and get real about the finances, and be open about both of them, try to be on the same page when it comes to finances, and come clean with the other half of what's happening with the money, where is the money going, what has happened. My suggestion is like to take all the expenses and all the statements that you guys have for the past 6 months, and and look at where is it that you guys are spending the money. And once you account on like how much are you guys spending every month, then compare with your income. Is it balanced? Like, do you guys have money at the end of the month after all your expenses, or all that you have been spending? Or the balance is is uneven, and you guys are actually spending more than what your income is on a monthly basis. And again, this is a very emotional and touchy feely subject, so I know that a lot of people don't even want to think about this. I know people telling me, oh my gosh, every time I think about my finances, I hyperventilate, I get stressed out, I don't really want to see my bank account. But it is important to, again, the truth will set you free. So it is important to really come to a place that you both are going to be looking at your finances and see where you are. And if you guys are spending more than what your income is, then obviously it is time to tighten up a little bit your finances. If it's not, then look, all that disposable income, then decide where are you guys gonna put it in order to achieve your most important goals, that you guys have for the future, or even thinking about retirement, like where, if you put the money right now and you let it grow, then at retirement, you will be able to sustain the same lifestyle that you have right now. And again, anybody, like if you guys have any opinion regarding this or any comments, please put it in the comments. I would like to know, obviously, your questions or your opinion regarding what I'm talking about. So if you guys are spending more than what your income is, then where are you getting the money from? And if it is from credit cards, then it is time to realize that, probably make a 5-year projection of how much is it going to take you to pay that off, or how much in debt you're going to be if you keep continuing at that rate. And remember that credit card debt is compounded interest. So you have to take that in consideration when you guys do your projection. Step number 2, it is a spending plan. And I don't want to call it a budget because, again, a budget has a negative connotation. People think that when they have a budget, they have to go without the things that they really love. But to the contrary, when you create a spending plan, then you are going to be able to spend the money on the things that really matters to you. So it is not about how much you make. It is about how much you spend. And I know that if at the end of the month you're ending with red numbers, you guys need to start cutting back on stuff, because in reality, the majority of the time, the things are going to just stuff that are not even that relevant or that important in your life. So one suggestion is to cut out your stuff spending by 75%, and then start putting the money on paying off debt, and also emergency fund and retirement accounts. And as a rule of thumb, 35% of your income should go to mortgage and rent. 25% should go to living expenses, 15% should go to transportation, and if you had debt, 15% should go to pay off that debt. And if you don't have any debt, then between 10 to 25% should go to savings and retirement accounts and insurance to protect your guys' self for the future. Now, the step 3 would be teamwork. And again, you guys need to put yourself, get yourself in the same page. Teamwork makes dream work. So it takes two, both sides of the bridge, or both sides to build a bridge. So you want to be open about your finances and communicate with each other. Obviously, that will, even if you think it's not, being open about this thing, all it's going to do is strengthen the relationship, and it's going to allow you to work together towards certain goal and the expectations. And when you do that, plan something nice for each other. Sometimes, doing things that are simple will actually strengthen the relationship more than splurging away all your money. So if you guys have to create a plan, and you guys have realized, what is really important for you guys as a couple, then do things that help you to rekindle your relationship that are simple. Sometimes the things that are simple are are bigger lasting memories than doing things that are like huge, like going on cruise and, like splurging and on money and wasting on the money on toys and things like that. If you have the money, obviously go ahead and, do those things. There's nothing wrong with that. But if you have bigger and more important goals that you guys want to achieve for the future, then simple things are better. Like maybe a dinner, a candle dinner, massages to each other, playing cards, playing board games, doing a picnic in the park, walk on the beach. Those are things that are, it's like dating again, right? If you guys are a couple and been a couple for a while, and, sometimes people fall in a routine, then, just do things that are simple and that, remind you guys when you guys were dating and didn't have all these money problems. So in the end, it's all about communication. It's all about taking care of the relationship, and it's all about being open and being 100% honest with each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a link of my blog in the comments, so you guys can read up more about this. I have some illustrations about that. And again, if you have any comments or questions regarding this information that I just shared today, please feel free. You can find me at The Financially Fit Women. My name is Sarah Xavier, creator and founder of The Financially Fit Women. And thank you so much, and goodbye, Sarah Nation. Bye.